Welcome. Today, we're going to talk about communication and the way that, as people in relationship, we all have different patterns of communication, but there's certain qualities of our communications that we can take notice of, and it can give us insight and support us in having healthier connections with each other. So, what we're going to focus on today is offers, blocks, and recoveries. So let's start with what is an offer. We make offers to each other all the time without recognizing that they're an offer. So an offer might be, I'd love to go out to lunch with you today, honey. Pretty clear, right? You get it. I'm offering time together. I'm offering a shared experience. And it's a straightforward offer. Now, another kind of offer might be a little more under the radar, a little more subtle. And that might be like, gosh, I'm hungry. Oh, I'm wondering if that vegetarian place is open on Mondays. So I've made an indirect offer. My partner might be like, are they asking to go out to lunch with me? Now let's look at a really trickster offer. There's trickster offers too. A trickster offer might be, does this dress look bad on me? So you can see they're hinting, you could call that like a hint for a compliment offer, but it's basically a person is fearful to come right out with the offer. So what they want is maybe they just want a sincere opinion, or maybe they want to be seen by their partner, but they're doing this sort of undercover offer. Does this dress make me look bad? It's a call for attention, right? That's an offer that's asking for attention. Or when it comes to the restaurant example, it could be, oh man, my stomach is growling. And they want their partner to say, oh, do you want to go out to lunch? So it's like the attention grabbing statement that is asking for the partner to make an offer. Okay, so those are three. Can you think of a way that you generally make offers? So you're getting insight and awareness about yourself. Pause the video and write down a way that you typically make an offer. Are you more the straightforward type? Are you more the little like, I'm going to hint at it? Are you the really covert type, like, I'm going to make a big statement and see what they do, kind of testing your partner a little bit? Maybe you're all three. All of us are usually in some way, in some relationships, all three, and that's okay too. We're getting insightful. So the reason we learn about offers is, one, to be more empowered to make offers, and two, it's to also recognize our partner's offers when they happen. And everyone, our friends, our children, our parents, our colleagues, everyone makes offers. When we become aware that another person is making an offer, we can receive their offer in a more connected way, right? Even if we can't always say yes to an offer, we can acknowledge and appreciate that an offer was made. This will also help you feel more connected in relationships when you're able to realize, oh, my partner just made an offer. It's a good thing. Now let's look at blocks. What happens when someone is rejecting offers could be looked at as a block. Now, a person might be doing this unconsciously. They don't know. Like, there's always just those jerks who are doing it consciously. They're blocking offers to get a rise out of you, to start a conflict, and that would be an antagonistic type. So in those situations, you probably need a different kind of support to understand that antagonism. So here we're going to just look at the everyday block, and it's often unconscious. Now, hopefully it's not happening too often, but it happens for all of us, and all of us do it. It might be an eye roll. I've been told I can do those eye rolls pretty well. I think maybe it's because I'm originally from Argentina. I don't know, or it's just familial, but I know how to do an eye roll. And we learn these patterns from our families. So nothing wrong with that. We're all we're all a walking history, right? And we learn these patterns. We learn to make offers, sometimes the way a parent did, or a grandparent, or a friend. And we learn to make blocks also. A block can also be a not listening. So that's like the avoidant block. Oh, I didn't even hear what they said. So you probably know your blocks based on what has been told to you by other people as a complaint about you. And I know it's kind of hard to be aware of this. I realize that. But take a moment and see, are there any ways that I have made blocks that my partner or another friend or loved one has shared with me? Have they complained that I'm distracted, or that I roll my eyes, or maybe that I say something oppositional, like a partner says, gosh, I'm hungry. And the direct blocker will say something like, well, that doesn't make sense. We just had breakfast. So that's that kind of argumentative block. Now we can do that once in a while, and we're just human, and we learn to work with that and change that pattern to be more compassionate and to be more flexible and empathic, to take in the other person's point of view, that they have a body that has their own hunger schedule, and it's not for us to judge that. Or that could be chronic, and it would be a sign, wow, I've got some heavier lifting to do here. I've got somewhat of a argumentative, antagonistic style of communication. And that's okay. Becoming aware is the first step. Clarity shines light on any situation so it can receive more healing. So how do you block offers? Does anything come to mind? And I want you to know it might not come to mind today. It might be that as you listen to this lesson, you then start to notice ways that you block communication, or the way your partner does, or that you block offers rather. So just be aware. One of the reasons we're learning this is so that we can make healthier offers, and we can reduce or eliminate blocking. And also so that as a couple, we can talk about this. We can create that mutual exchange of information. And this leads to less defensiveness, needing to defend our point of view, our territory, and more openness. And everyone knows, just do that defense block. I'm defending, or get really big and tough and armored. Doesn't really feel very good, does it? What is it like when you do that? Now do open. Okay, I'm open. I'm available. Wow. There's a quality of love in that openness. And that's what the offer is about. It's that quality of opening up and love and expansion, connection, room for the heartstrings to be in relationship. Whereas the block is, I'm ready for a fight. I'm positioning to defend, to throw back any negativity, any threat, right? It's an armored stance. It does not lead to connection and love. When we become aware, I'm armoring, we can shake it off, literally shake it off, laugh it off, and make a recovery. So now let's talk about what a recovery is. So let's say we catch ourselves saying something a little nasty, like, funny that you're hungry, it's only 10 and we ate breakfast at 9. And then we go, oh shoot, that was a block. That's a pretty aggressive block too. And we can immediately say, hey, I'm sorry, that was not cool of me. I hear you that you're hungry. Something must be going on, and that's totally valid. Let's go get a snack together. So when we make a recovery, it's it could be an honest apology. Just, I'm sorry, that was nasty. That was not cool that I did that. I'm sorry. A sorry that is straightforward, honest, and takes responsibility is the best kind of apology. It could be an apology that comes with an offer, like, let's go get you something good to eat. What could I make you? That would sort of, that you get how it recovers the connection between you. Now, what about when a person is in a dynamic with their partner where they're making those more discreet under the radar offers, like instead of saying I'd like to be intimate tonight, they say, oh, I just want to go to bed early. And you're supposed to be a mind reader about what that means. It can be a little frustrating, and that might lead to some blocks. But instead you can go, oh man, were they just making an offer? I learned about this offer thing. Is that their style? And you can go to them and say, you know, when you said you were tired, did you mean that you want to be together in bed? Did you want to make love? Did you want to hold each other? You can ask, what's the worst that can happen? They can say, no, I was just tired. And you say, okay. So this takes courage to do this kind of work. But when you understand this, it gives you the courage. Clarity provides courage. And when we're clear, we have more room for finding out more, for talking to each other, for really communicating. Now, recoveries can also be lighthearted. They can be making a joke that is shared, laughter that's appreciated. They can also be a recovery can be about bringing in a value. So let's say you're with your partner and there's no real clear offer block going on dynamic, but you feel that there's a tension. You've been talking about money, let's say, and there's a sort of tension you feel in your body, and you notice it's sort of in the air between you. You can go, oh man, you know, I'm really feeling tense, and I wanted just to bring up how we did that amazing work together about our relationship values. So I want you to know I'm just going to focus for a minute on that relationship value of whatever it is, you know, shared laughter, and ask your partner if they're willing to do that too. Let's just remember that shared value for a moment. And that shared value has a way of kind of clearing the space from the tension. So that shared value is a recovery. Another one is you can decide on what recoveries work. So we usually have a returning type of trigger for ourselves. So like for me, it's fear, and my fear wants comfort. So I don't know what it is for you, but if you know what it is, see what it needs. What's the antidote? And how do you recover for yourself? So whatever your partner's doing or not doing, sometimes is the case, what do you tell yourself to create that self-recovery? And then what can you ask them? Can you ask them for words of reassurance, or let them know, you know, I may sound like I'm blocking you or being rejecting, but I realize what I'm really wanting is comfort. Could you give me a hug? And that's a very loving way to recover from a difficult trigger. So recoveries are multifaceted like a diamond. There's so many different recoveries we can do. You might have something you do together, like play ping pong, or have a cup of tea, and that action is also a recovery. So take a moment now and write down for yourself, what are some of the recoveries you could imagine doing? Can you imagine offering comfort? Can you imagine offering a sincere apology with no but, and, or defensive add-on? An apology, just an apology. I am so sorry I did that. Period. That's the importance of an empowered, truthful, compassionate apology, taking responsibility. Can you, are you a more funny person? Can you lighten the mood somehow as a recovery? Can you bring back the conversation or the connection to your values? Can you lean into your emotional, relational strengths? Can you comfort yourself or give yourself what you need? Maybe it's strength, maybe it's courage. Can you ask your partner for a loving gesture that helps you and helps the connection and communication between the two of you? So pause the video and write down what works for you as a recovery, what you want to try. So you have done a great job today. This is a big one. Offers, blocks, and recoveries. Now, I also have a video on playing offer block as a game to make a certain form of offers and blocks more noticeable. Because what we're doing here is we are learning to notice these common patterns in us, how they live. And when we notice them, we can make conscious, aware decisions to change that pattern. If we don't notice the pattern, it just keeps going on. But if we notice it and we take time also, how do I make a loving offer? And while there are toxic blocks, there's also loving blocks. And that would be a loving, I can't do that right now, but I really want to. Let's see if we can go out later today. That would be a loving boundary setting, right? So that would be the healthy side of the block. It's okay to set boundaries. And we'll have another lesson on healthy boundaries and what those mean and how we can empower them and how boundaries protect us. So be well, and I hope you are attuned to these offers, blocks, and recoveries, and see if you can journal this week about any times during the day that you notice an offer, a block, or a recovery. And if you notice at the end of the day, let's say that you blocked your partner in some way, decide on a recovery you'll make tomorrow. Decide on saying to your partner, I am sorry, and making an offer. Okay. Bringing in that recovery value, that recovery strength of yours in relationship. And I hope this helps you feel that empowered, loving self that you are and that you bring into your relationship.